Hey, my name is James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just back in one of my properties at the moment. I'll give you a little look around while we're doing this video. Now, this video, I want to talk about what is the reason why we are raising the interest rates. What's that trying to do for inflation? Why does the Bank of England raise those rates? So we're going to cover that in the video. This is the second property. If you've been following the channel, you may have seen this property. It's a flat in Dorking in Surrey. And this is the property that I bought for my daughter, Georgia. So we took out the money from our first deal that we did up north, and that got us the deposit to buy this property for £235,000 just before Christmas. A few months before Christmas, we got this. Unfortunately, we got the property back now, and that was because the tenant actually got injured and they're not able to work at the moment. So they've decided that they can't afford the rent, and that's fair enough. And so they've decided to move back with family and just get like some help, and hopefully they'll be back working by the end of the year. Fingers crossed. And so yeah, we got the property back. It was in a bit of a mess when we got it. You can't really see too much here. It was in a bit of a mess when we got it back, but it's. They've got someone in to give it like a quick light clean, and then we'll have some cleaners in probably tomorrow, because we've already got tons of viewings lined up for this. So yeah, I expect we'll probably lose a couple of weeks rent on this, which isn't the end of the world. So I want to talk today about inflation, and obviously inflation's a burning topic. It's really tough for a lot of people. The cost of living crisis is not something that anyone really is enjoying at the moment. Energy prices are sky high, and all of the costs of the goods that you buy in a supermarket are a lot more expensive as well. And so what happens in times of inflation is the Bank of England's job is to bring inflation back down to 2%. That's their target. And at the moment, we're at 10%. We peaked out at 11% at the end of last year. Now, a lot of that is because we printed a hell of a lot of money during the pandemic, but we also have an energy crisis as well. And so it's difficult for the Bank of England to deal with this, but what they would normally do is they would raise the interest rates higher than they are. Basically, they would raise the interest rates higher than the number of the inflation. So that means that we would have gone to like 12% interest rates. Now, where you've got a problem with that is that we were on pretty much zero at the time of that happening. We were pretty much on zero. And if you're a landlord and you're on an interest-only mortgage, that meant that your payments could have gone up like 20 or 30 times. It would have been absolutely insane and absolutely crushed the market. It would have had bigger than 50% drops. And so they've taken more of a measured approach. Also, this inflation is not in the control of the consumer as much as a normal inflation spike. A lot of it is down to stuff that the government did. It's also down to things like the war and stuff like that, which are out of our control. So they're taking a more measured approach. They're raising the interest rates, and that's goal is to push down the inflation. Now, energy prices are coming down naturally anyway, which is good. And so that's what we're looking to achieve here, is to just get back to that 2%. Now, it's not an easy thing to do because wages go up, because people demand pay rises because suddenly everything's more expensive. That can then get you into a wage spiral, which is a nightmare, because if you get into a wage spiral and the wages keep going up really, really fast, the inflation will just be prolonged. Then the interest rates will go up more. It will get more and more messy the longer this takes to get resolved. And so that's the goal of the Bank of England, is just to bring it down as quickly as they can, but also not to over tighten. And if you look in the news this week, one of the members of the Bank of England is suggesting that we actually pause the interest rate rises at the moment and just see what happens. Because when they increase interest rates, it doesn't straight away hit, does it? It takes a little while for people to get new mortgages and come off the deals that they're on, or borrow money for cars and credit cards and stuff like that, it takes a little while. And so what this member of the Bank of England is saying is we should maybe pause what we're doing, because maybe we've done enough already. Energy prices are coming down. There is indication there's a lot of things that were causing high inflation. For example, like containers and shipping containers from China and stuff like that, they were crazy high a year ago. They've come down massively as well. Supply chains have started to catch up with stuff. Companies are reducing prices. I mean, I'm a Tesla fan. I drive a Tesla, and they've massively decreased the price of Teslas twice or 3 times this year. I noticed on the second-hand value of my car has gone down like 15 grand, which is not great. So that is also going to feed into inflation figures as well. Those sorts of things. Other companies will do the same. And what the government wants to do is try and get us as close, or the Bank of England wants to get us as close to a recession as we can, but not quite get into one. And that would be the ideal scenario. But it's more likely that they would push us towards the recession. So that's the point, is that the reason they increase the interest rates is to push the inflation back down, to curb our spending, to give us less spending power. That will then reduce prices, and hopefully the market will start correcting from there. But what do you think on all of this? I know there's a lot of comments coming on this one, so do give me a quick like on the video. Do subscribe to the video and hit the bell. And if you want to know how to buy a house for £1, go and check out this video right here.